Hey, Lobos, Ben Johnson here to show you how you could do a fun icebreaker with your classes if your students are anything like my own kids. I know they're missing their friends and their classmates and school, strangely. So one way to get them feeling maybe connected to you and your classes and the students that they would be with is to use a tool called Flipgrid. And so it's made by Microsoft. We're allowed to use it. It's safe. So you just Google the word Flipgrid. It's the first result that comes up. It's a screen that looks like this. It's just going to give kids an opportunity to do some video recording introduction. And what you'll want to do is use this educator login. And I think I'm already logged in, so let me log out so that you can see what that looks like. So if you're not logged in, you'll log in with your Google login and you'll just choose your school account, and should get you logged in without any problem. It'll take you to a screen that looks like this. You may have to fill out your name and what subject you teach. I can't remember all of those things, but just fill those out. And then what you want to do is add a new grid, and a grid is like a class, so I'll add a new grid and I'll just call it Astronomy P1. So it's just a grid is just a class. And then you want to make sure that the students can get in with their school email address. It gives you a code for your class down here, which you could change. So maybe I just call this Astronomy P1. Okay. Or you can just leave it the one it gives you and then just hit next. It should put the psdschools.org, which is what makes this safe. If it doesn't, you can type that in. And then we'll hit next. And again, here's the code. I could post it to my Google Classroom. I could send it out as an email, whatever you want. I'm just going to go to my grid or my class. I wish I just called it a class, but so here it is, Astronomy P1. It already gives you this say hello on Flipgrid, which you could just go ahead and use if you want, or you could add a new topic. And so I'm just going to call this one Icebreaker. And then you could choose or give your students some choices as far as what they might record. So maybe you could ask them what they did over spring break or what they didn't do over spring break. Maybe you could have them tell us about your hobbies. Whatever you want to do, you can choose, or you could let students choose. So it defaults to 1 minute and 30 seconds, so it's up to you how long you want students to be able to talk. They could talk for up to 5 minutes if you want. And then you can add all sorts of things here, but I'm not going to. You can go down here to more options, which you might want to look at, especially down here under video moderation. If you want to moderate those, you can. Up to you. It's easy to delete anything that's inappropriate. Do you want to allow student-to-student replies? Do you want to set a date on it so you can change all that? You can allow students to like other videos. Completely up to you what you want to do here. And then finally, when you're finished, you're just going to create the topic. It's going to give you the actual URL for that topic again that you can copy and send out to students in email or post right in your Google Classroom. So I'll just share this to my Google Classroom that I made in the last video. And I made a class called Test Class Period 1, and I'll make it an assignment there. And I'll just put Icebreaker. And I'll actually put it in the Getting Started topic that I made earlier. Make it 100 points. I'll put a due date on it of, how about this Friday at midnight. Okay, and I'll just hit assign. So I put that in the Google Classroom, but I might also send it out as an email, and then I'll just hit all set. All right, so then once students get that email or go to your Google Classroom, they'll be directed here. you'll tell them just to hit the screen, record a response. I'm going to go ahead and do that now so you can see that. So I'll record a response. And if students are self-conscious about the way they look or whatever, they can throw a sticker on there. So I'll just put, I'm going to put some sunglasses on myself here, and maybe I'll even put a hat. Let's see if I can find I'll put the Flipgrid hat on. All right, that's better. And now as a student, I would go ahead and record. And I might just tell the students, hey, one of my favorite hobbies is being outdoors. I love camping and hiking. I've been to 31 state national parks. So in the summer on weekends, you'll usually find me outside with my family, and so that's what I love to do. Then I'll hit next. I'll hit next. I can take a selfie. That's going to show up again in the video. So whatever the kids want to do here. There's a little whiteboard. Math teachers might find that helpful. So lots of things that you can do here. If kids want to, they could just put a photo sticker up. If they don't want to be on tape at all. Okay, and all kinds of fun filters. So kids that like Snapchat, they can do all of those sort of filters here as well. But I'll just turn that off. Take this picture and then hit next. And you can tell the students how to name it, whatever, and then submit video. And then complete. And so what's going to happen now is that students will be able to go in and watch their classmates' video. So again, it seems weird, but kids are missing school right now. This might be a real fun way to allow them to at least feel sort of back to normal in terms of being able to interact with their classmates and their teachers. So anyways, I think Flipgrid might actually be a really cool tool to use while we're out of school here for the foreseeable future. Check it out. Kids can put the app on their phone, whatever they want. Oh, one thing I should mention is that I had already approved Flipgrid to have access to my camera and microphone. You and your kids will need to do that also, so you might mention that in the instructions to them. All right, hopefully have fun with Flipgrid.